How about them Cowboys? Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry. Go ahead and introduce our show while I'll get ready over here quietly.
Well, anyway, so 409 The Heat Sports presents the Cowboys show, apparently. Welcome to Mad Sports. It's another episode, and he is wardrobe changing like a Dallas Katy Perry over here. Really, bro? Was this the VMAs?
I'm ready. We're ready.
Wow. You know, I want to just say to all my viewers, listeners, and anybody else who's tuned in
We're
right
going
now,
to Miami.
I'm sorry that we're already planning a parade and a trip to Disney World. So, welcome to Mad Sports. I am your host, David Hicks, and as always, my colleague,
Richard Dallas Cowboys James.
Richard Dallas Cowboy James, or as I like to call him, Mr. Hallucinations. Look, we're going to get into it. We're talking sports, we're talking football, we're talking basketball, we're talking fun, and we're obviously going to talk the Dallas Cowboys. We're glad you're tuned in. 409 The Heat Sports presents Mad Sports. As always, we're brought to you by Reliable Copy Service out of Beaumont, Texas. They're being there when you need us at 2498 Washington Boulevard for all your copy service needs. You can hit them up at 409-835-1218. Well, that being said and all the business is done, let's get into them.
The
Richard?
NFL.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Well, we won't start with them.
No, let's.
We could talk the entire show about them.
No, you're already dressed up for the prom, so you might as well go ahead and start.
Well,
I'll let you start off. Go ahead. Tell me about your Cowboys.
It's too much excitement at the moment.
No, go ahead. Go right ahead.
As a Dak critic, I'll confess about his throwing abilities over the past year. Even though he put up great stats, led the team, has all the intangibles, I was shocked. I mean, he put up, was Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson? Are those elite QBs?
Wow. Let's get into it. He was 25 for 32 with 405 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. He had a perfect passer rating.
Perfect.
I have been a Dak critic his first few years. And my biggest complaint with him is he makes all the big plays. But when it comes to, hey, I need these 3 yards to get this first down, he throws it to the stand.
That was me. I agree.
It's one of my problems. But Dak Prescott has came to play out of the gate. He wants that Zeke money. And he's obviously came out prepared and playing football. I was impressed by Dallas. Zeke only had 13 attempts for 53 yards and 1 touchdown, but you expect that he hadn't even,
it was a preseason game for him.
Basically. The big play guys, Michael Gallup had 7 catches for 158 yards. Amari Cooper had 6 catches for 106 yards and a touchdown. Randall Cobb, Blake Jarvis, Jason Witten all had a touchdown.
Exactly.
Congratulations, Witten coming from the booth and the peanut gallery to catch a touchdown. Heck, he threw me 3 passes. I almost caught a touchdown. Dak Prescott was on his game. I got to give it to your team.
Me too. They did it.
I was impressed.
Exactly.
Are we wearing that the entire show?
We'll do it. It's just the power of 4. See if you think
so.
that.
Hopefully, a commercial break will get another. Let's go into the numbers a little bit on that New York game.
Yeah, numbers. Number 12 was Staubach. Four numbers later is 8 for Aikman, and 4 numbers later is 4 for Dak. That equals Super Bowl.
Long show. 494 total yards. Dallas rushed for 89. The defense, even though they held them to 17 yards, they gave up 470 yards of total offense. Eli Manning was 30 for 44 with 306 yards and a touchdown. I was still impressed by their defense, even though they didn't hold them yards-wise. They kept them out of the end zone.
Right.
That's what you do.
And they'll come together as the year progresses.
With your math, it should be Tennessee and Dallas in the Super Bowl if this is where we're going. Just saying. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. That's all I'm asking. Just pump the brakes.
All right.
Just
on that note, we'll take a pause and let's look at this week's matchups. After last week, I was 13-2 and 1.
Slow down.
In my projections.
Slow down. We can't get to picks yet. See, he's already ready for his picks. Let's get in a few more games to help it over the weekend.
Let's hit it.
Okay. The Chiefs came out as we expected them to. We're not actually touching on that game, but I was impressed by Mahomes.
Yes.
25 for 33 with 378 yards, 3 touchdowns. Sammy Watkins, out of nowhere, three catches for 198 yards, and they were all touchdowns.
Amazing.
Not
and
bad.
Mahomes is still playing like the MVP. So.
Not bad. The Pats versus the Pits.
Brady looked like an MVP.
The Patriots are what we thought they would be.
Good.
They're the Patriots.
Yeah.
They won 33-3. He was 24 for 36, 341 yards and 3 touchdowns. So according to the math, Zeke is the best quarterback in the league right now after week 1.
Zeke is?
Not Zeke, excuse me. Dak. See, I don't even know your players. I don't even know your players' names. Dak. Zeke. How many? Can we get some more longer names? I'm just saying. Eek and Ack, whatever. So it's a good game for them. They're going to add AB supposedly. Now, as this is airing, we've got some controversy with AB with some sexual assault stuff he's been charged with. But I am a firm believer that do not say he's guilty of anything. I hate when people do that. Hey, he's guilty right off the bat just because somebody said something. So we're going to have to see how that plays out. It's definitely a factor, though, in him coming right off the bat, hadn't played it down, already has controversy. You want to hold it up? You want to hold it up? You want to show it?
Sports Illustrated.
Cleveland Browns.
Are they back?
They're back. They're back to what they were.
Call Sports Illustrated. There may be a typo on the front here.
There may be a typo, and it is in the form of a butt whipping by the Tennessee Titans, 43-13. Baker Mayfield was an atrocious.
Yeah, he was trying to force
38.
it. Trying to force it too much.
285 yards. The Browns were 10% on third down conversions. They did not come to play, as they would say.
I think a lot of people are pumping the brakes now on them.
18 penalties. As a team, you can't have 18 penalties. That's sloppy football. Come on, man. Odell Beckham, $35,000 watch. Just
$350,000.
I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. $350,000 watch. But for what?
Show us the end zone.
Like, pull up in the yacht. You might as well have just pulled up in the yacht on the sidelines because they did nothing. They got hammered. You came out at home and got
fourth quarter
hammered.
was embarrassing.
They got hammered.
It was bad.
And then the big Monday night game. We had 2 good Monday night games.
That was a great game.
The best game of the weekend to me, Saints-Texans. Huge game. Texans did not lay an egg like they normally do on prime time. Look, and let's be honest, primetime football for the Texans has not been good.
Yep.
They don't show up. 28-30, came down a last-second kick. New Orleans puts it down.
The Texans look good. They just need an O-line.
They need an O-line.
But just to tell you really quick, yesterday was my dad's birthday. He's 75 years old, been a Saints fan all his life.
Happy birthday,
I'm giving that field goal at the end as that was a birthday gift from the Saints to my dad. So that 58-yarder,
what's your dad's
unbelievable.
Name? What's dad's name?
That's the same as mine, Richard. I'm the third.
Okay, so Richard, Saints fan, James, happy birthday. Your man Breeze, the veteran he is, 32 for 43, 370 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Ted Ginn Jr., 7 receptions, 101 yards, 123 yards for Michael Thomas. Hopkins over on the side of Houston had a big game with 8 receptions, 111, 2 yards. There was 510 yards for New Orleans on the total, 414 for Houston. This was a shootout.
It was. Deshaun and Breeze looked awesome.
It was a great game.
It was good.
Football is back. NFL is back. It was a good weekend of great games. So when we come back from this break, we are going to talk picks. He's already bragging. He's already on his way to Disneyland from his picks and from the Dallas Cowboys. So what I'm going to do is
it was a good week.
I'm going to settle him down while we're gone. And when we come back, we'll have more here on Mad Sports.
Hello, my name is Devron Roberson. I'm the owner and technician at Elite Phone Repair. We're a cell phone, tablet, computer repair store in Beaumont, Texas. Fix all makes and models of phones, all laptops, tablets, any kind of repair needs you would have on most electronics we can do for you. We've been here since 2016. I've been doing phones for about 8 years though. We also do network unlocks to your cell phones, customization of the phones as well, which is, changing the color of the iPhone. That's strictly for iPhone phones, but we do repair, like I said, all makes and model of phones. You can call us anytime at 409-338-6081 or stop by at 2215 Calder Avenue in Suite 201, and that's in Beaumont, Texas.
Welcome back
To the Dallas Cowboy Show.
this week with them boys. Man, if this happens every week, it's going to be a long, long year.
It'll
But that's
be a
okay.
great year.
Let's talk about the picks.
Sure.
Because you dominated in picks this week while we're at domination. Go ahead. Go ahead and tell me why you were so busy to tell them last segment.
13-2 and that one tie.
And
How'd
the
you
one
do?
tie. 9-6, and I'm proud of it too, because that's over 500. I'm just letting y'all know.
It sounds like
Hey,
the Dallas
9-6
Cowboys
is
record and the Panthers record.
Yeah, and we're going to the playoffs. Thank you very much in the wild card game.
And we're getting
I'm
a
down.
bye.
Why not? I'm good with that. Yeah, it was a rough day for me on the picks, but that's okay. We're going to keep track of them all year. Let's go ahead and go through them. We're starting off. I'll let you call them out, and we'll go through what we have.
Sounds
we got
good.
a few picks that we're going to actually talk about. Let's
Let's
get
start
into
with Thursday's game. Your Carolina Panthers.
Let's just get it in. Then if while we changing and everything, it doesn't match nothing I'm wearing, but I'm cool with it.
Versus those Buccaneers.
Look, worst offensive line in the game next to the Houston Texans. Cam on his butt half his career, but that's okay. He's got his man purse on and his Medea hat. We're coming in strong this week. I've got my Carolina Panthers versus those Buccaneers all day, every day.
I'm going with you on the Cam wagon this week.
All right, good. I got a match. I can't be having
Panthers.
all that. That's just
I'll mark you down for the Panthers.
All right, we're going Panthers.
Next game, starting on Sunday's games, we have the Ravens versus the Cardinals.
Raiders.
No, Ravens.
I know. I was
Versus
looking at the wrong thing.
And I'm going Ravens.
Are you? I'm going
yeah, that'd
Ravens
be-
as well. I think it's an easy game for them. It should be a layup.
Then we have the Cowboys, and it really doesn't matter who they're playing. Cowboys, okay? Next. Cowboys versus Redskins.
It's a rivalry game. Look, this is a layup game. This is a layup game for the Cowboys. Like, it should be easy money. I know every week is still NFL football, and they got to come to play. But
Any
this is a
given Sunday.
layup. Washington is horrible. All signs point to Dallas. And that being said, you know who I'm going with. Let's go Redskins, baby. Come on.
Anti-Cowboy
Hey, you call it what you want. Let's go Skins.
Skins. I'll go ahead and mark that down as a loss. -1, David. Colts versus
see.
Titans.
I'm going Titans. Colts are not going to win a game this year.
I'm going to go against you there. I'm
Okay.
going Colts.
Oh, I love it. I love it,
gonna put
Andrew
you-
Luck. I love it. Oh, too soon?
Jacoby.
Too soon. Okay. Let's go. Next game.
Seahawks versus Steelers.
Seahawks versus Steelers. Steelers are coming off a loss. I think the Steelers are going to bounce back. Seahawks really didn't show me nothing this week. Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson, but they don't have that defense like they did.
Yeah, they do not have the defense anymore.
It's
I
in
agree.
Pittsburgh. I'm going Pittsburgh.
We're both going Pittsburgh then because I have the Steelers as well. I think they'll bounce back. They're the more talented team. They just ran into New England, who still looks like Super Bowl champs.
Who's New England?
So-
and according to you, it's going to play Dallas in the Super Bowl. But go ahead.
Exactly. I'm glad we're on the same page there.
I'm trying to be.
Bills versus Giants.
Bills versus the Giants. The Bills had a 16-point comeback versus the Jets last week. Was their biggest comeback, I think, in like 20 years for them. I'm going Giants, so I kind of think in New York. Giants played well last week. They didn't put the points in the end zone like they should have. I don't think they'll make those same mistakes. Eli Manning didn't do half bad. I mean, he threw pretty well. I'm going Giants.
I'm going Giants as well, and Barkley, he's unstoppable.
Unstoppable.
So
He was a monster.
I'm surprised he didn't run him more against Dallas because he was getting the yards against Dallas. He was just gashing the defense over and over. So
You got to let that Clydesdale run,
think-
man, straight up.
I agree.
Give him the ball.
both for Giants. 49ers versus Bengals.
49ers versus the Bengals. I'm going 49ers because the 49ers are trash, so I'm going Cincinnati is what I meant to say.
Oh.
And that's why I went back and changed that. I don't know. This is a toss-up game to me. I'm going Cincinnati.
I'm going 49ers, so I'm going against you there.
Good.
I went 49ers
need some
last
wins.
week.
I just need some wins. We're just throwing wild cards and darts and see what sticks.
Do you need to go back to that Cowboys pick?
No.
I thought you were looking for wins.
No. Go ahead.
All right, Chargers versus Lions.
I'm going Chargers.
I am too. That's a pretty easy pick.
I would too because I picked them first. I understand that. Yep.
Okay, I'm going to tell you my pick first this time.
Oh, good.
Vikings over the Packers. The Vikings over the Packers. That word, over. I'm picking the Vikings.
I thought you needed wins, but obviously you don't. They're at Green Bay, and Green Bay doesn't lose this time of year, so I'm going Green Bay.
I don't know who number 12 was in the first quarter against the Bears last week, but that did not look good. And the Vikings defense is strong.
Yeah, so. They did look good in their last game, but Aaron Rodgers is going to – he heard the same critique you just said on Twitter all week, so he's coming out with a vengeance. I'm going to give it to Green Bay.
All righty. Texans versus Jaguars.
The Texans. Come on, man. Texans have done really well against the Jaguars over the last couple of years. Jaguars aren't too much this year, I think, to be worried about in their division. Yeah. Texans are coming off a big loss. They need this game, so I'm going Houston for sure.
Yeah, no Foles. Texans, Deshaun looks great. I think they'll clean up the offensive line a little bit, especially when Mr. Miami gets settled, making the transition over.
A little better, yeah.
I think it's going to work well. Next game are the Patriots versus the Dolphins, and this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, this is one of those layup games that I'm going with who's supposed to get the layup. We're going New England, easy money there. In fact, everybody from what I heard is on a bus out of Miami even as we speak, including the cocaine. They don't even want to be in Miami anymore. I'm just saying. Let's go.
NC-17 rating now?
Yeah, wait, we're all adults in here. Everybody knows that's coming from Miami. Straight to Irvin's house. Go ahead, Dallas Cowboys fan. Go on. Let's go.
Chiefs versus Raiders.
Oakland looks strong. The Chiefs look strong. Oakland looked a lot stronger than I thought they would, especially with all the craziness they've had. But I don't think they look tough enough to beat Kansas City.
I agree.
I know it's a home game, but I don't trust the baseball field fellas at home. I'm going Kansas City.
I'm going Kansas City as well. Next game, the Saints versus the Rams. This should be a good one.
NFC Championship revenge. Do the Saints still have the hangover from last year? Going to be a good game. I'm going with New Orleans.
I am too. So we both have New Orleans there.
You would. Go ahead. Don't even know what that means.
Next pick, Bears lose to Broncos.
All right. Well, I've got the Bears. So
all right.
This is where I get my dub back. Let's go. Let's go, dub Bears.
I think Trubisky, they haven't figured out that it's over.
Yeah, he's trash, but I'm going Bears anyway.
Wide open receivers. Didn't even see them down the field.
He's like a young Dak back in the – oh, go ahead. So
that's not even worth it.
When Dak was young – so anyway, keep going. Next game.
Eagles versus Falcons.
Who you got?
I have the Eagles.
I do too. Sunday night game, Eagles. I think Falcons were just – got hammered last week. For a team that usually comes out strong, they got hammered. I'm going Philadelphia.
Both on Philadelphia there. And the last game of this week, Monday, showdown between two perennial powerhouses. Browns versus Jets.
Those powerhouses, those Jets, Jets, and the Super Bowl returners, Cleveland Browns. Sports Illustrated, Baker Mayfield. Let me chug them beers. Let me a $38,000 watch on my Cleveland Browns. Whatever. I'm going Jets. Cleveland done showed me their skirt. I'm just saying.
I think the Browns will actually bounce back this week. They have a lot of talent. I'm going Browns.
Well,
Jets
good, because I need a few different games of you just to try to come back from my 9-6-1. How do we get the 1? That was a good game with Arizona. Murray showed up. Hey, shortest QB I've seen in forever, but he played well.
He did.
We'll see what it is. Those are our picks for the week. We'll be back in a few minutes with some more. We're talking college football. You are tuned in to Mad Sports from 409 The Heat Sports. And we're back. 409 The Heat Sports brings to you
The Dallas Cowboys.
Mad Sports. You know, I ain't going to be too many more interruptions here. All right? I'm just letting you know. They call me threats.
You better hope they lose at least once this season.
Oh,
It's
this
gonna be a lot to put up with.
Can we talk college football?
Let's
or we
do
going
it.
to pom-pom the rest of the night? I'm just saying. Let's talk college football. It was a big weekend, which is great because this weekend's not near as exciting as it was.
True.
The big game of the weekend really was the Clemson versus A&M game. Trevor Lawrence is that guy right now. He looks like a pro quarterback already. The way he carries himself, the way he throws the ball, the way he runs the ball. He's a big guy.
Big guy.
Even his coach said, look, he looked like a quarterback tonight, which is, I mean, duh, you want your quarterback to look like a quarterback. But they won 24-10. They really dominated that game. He threw for 268 yards, threw for a touchdown, rushed for a touchdown, spread the ball out. A&M just didn't, they're a good football team.
Yeah, they did show some spark, especially early on, so
but
it wasn't
Clemson's
a complete.
going to be a tough out this year.
Oh, yeah,
man.
they're going to be.
To me, they run the
tough to
table
beat.
all the way to Alabama, possibly.
Oh, definitely. Their schedule is not strong for the rest of the season. So
I mean, nobody really in the ACC gives them a hard time this year unless they have a hiccup against a Miami or a Florida State or somebody like that. But those teams just aren't good this year. So Clemson over that. Colorado over Nebraska was a top 25 matchup. The reason we talk about that is, it was not a huge game, but it was an overtime game that both of them threw for over 460 yards. I mean, it was a shootout over there. It was overtime, 34-31. It's a great game.
Yes.
Most of the top 10 right now is playing layup games. I mean, there's not a lot of great football games, but to me, the game of the weekend, and here locally, of course, LSU, Texas.
That was a good game. That was probably the best game of the weekend. I agree.
They battled.
They battled. Both teams showed a lot of prominence,
Texas is still young.
Yes.
You can just tell. Plus, they've got a lot of injuries. The running back situation over there is a big deal. I do have to give props because even the announcers gave props for Roschon Johnson, the freshman running back, who's actually their backup quarterback here locally from Poor Natchez Groves. He didn't have a huge stellar game as far as receiving yards or carries, but he brought some offensive life in that second quarter and got them kind of on track. Even the announcers point out, man, this is a guy who redshirted and took away his red shirt to help out the team because they don't have any running backs right now.
Right.
That's a big deal. Joe Burrow, the senior quarterback for LSU.
Yeah, that was the best he's looked.
They
handed to the coach for working with them.
It's a new team. They brought that guy over from the NFL, and
from
this
the Saints.
This is a new LSU look. They put points on the board.
They play like this. They're in contention. I'm giving them that fourth spot if they can keep it up for the playoffs.
Big
at
difference.
This point.
This is a different LSU team than we've seen in a long time. The coach still has laryngitis for every interview.
That's called Cajun.
Yeah, that's called laryngitis, and he needs to get them checked out because there's a lung missing or something. I'm just saying. But I was impressed. He threw 471 yards, 4 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Their big wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, junior wide receiver, had 9 receptions for 163 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's big. That's
big time.
That's draft money right there. That's when you're starting to. Sam Ehlinger looked good, 401 yards, 31 for 47 with 4 touchdowns. Texas is going to be a good team this year.
They will be.
Can they beat a team like Oklahoma or any of these other top teams? It's going to be a struggle, but they dropped a lot in the top 25, which is to be expected. LSU jumped. That was the best game of the weekend by far. I was impressed.
And speaking of the rankings, which we'll get to in a moment, I have a little disagreement with that because Texas lost to LSU, and you dropped them below teams that have played no one. Getting to your Michigan Army game.
Let's get into it. They dropped underneath Michigan, who squeaked by Army.
It should have lost to Army at the very end there. Army gave them a last chance life.
Thank you, fellas, for putting your life on the line and keeping us free. But your football team is not really, this big deal. I'm just saying, Army is nothing to brag about when it comes to the football team right now. And if that kicker doesn't choke, and now is on kitchen latrine duty with his toothbrush and doing 4,000 push-ups for the rest of his Army days.
He may have sent Jim Harbaugh packing if he had nailed it.
They win that game.
Yeah, exactly.
They win that game, and they go into overtime, and Michigan squeaks by, and you drop Texas, who only lost by a touchdown to LSU in a shootout.
Right. To a number 6 ranked team at the time.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. I have a problem with that in the rankings.
And that's even in the coaches poll and the top 8.
I mean, you have Florida above them. They beat Miami in a close game. And Tennessee Martin? I mean, come on.
Utah?
It's Utah with BYU and Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
Is Northern Illinois making a lot of noise that I'm unaware of?
Apparently. And if we're going name recognition, which a lot of times they do, Texas just got really disrespected.
They did.
The top 8,
They should be in the top 10 still.
I'm with that. The big jump, of course, LSU moves up to 4 in the AP. They're 5 in the coaches.
Which I agree with.
I agree with that, too. I heard the announcers after the game were like, we put them second. Slow your roll a little bit.
I agree they've played tougher game, but
for sure,
when Clemson, Alabama, Georgia after last year, they have to prove that they don't belong there.
Exactly. So
they haven't had that opportunity yet.
There's not a lot of change in the top 25. You've got teams like a Virginia who wasn't ranked last week, and USC who also wasn't ranked last year last
They
week.
played a great game though. USC did. That was
it was a stellar game. It's this week we don't have a lot. I mean, Texas is playing Rice. Alabama plays South Carolina, which a few years ago that would have been a good game. South Carolina's nothing to speak about this year. I think a trap game is coming up for Oklahoma. UCLA is just one of those teams that shows up to games every once in a while, and this could be one of those you try to overlook them on the map, and all of a sudden you're in a battle, just like Michigan was with Army. So I think that's a game to look for and watch. Georgia plays Arkansas State. There's just not a lot of big college football games. If you're a college football fan, you're going to watch anyway. But some of those smaller matchups with the Penn State,
no-name
university versus no-name University State, those are going to be the better games.
There's going to be a lot of channel surfing this weekend between the games.
So there's, like I said, Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, they all stay where they are at. The only little change is LSU and Oklahoma kind of flip-flop. Top 10 kind of stays almost the same. Top 5, we're in the third week, sort of, because we had that kickoff week different this year. College football is going to be fun, man. We've got a lot of good teams to watch for, so we're excited. We've got a new segment coming up next. I'm going to let him introduce his own segment since this is obviously the Richard James Cowboy Show this week. But we'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Remember, we are brought to you by Reliable Copy Services, 2498 Washington Boulevard, Beaumont, Texas. If you need your copier needs met, you'll reach them at 409-835-1218. Where being there when you need us is their motto. That's Reliable Copy Service.
Hello, my name is Devron Roberson. I'm the owner and technician at Elite Phone Repair. We're a cell phone, tablet, computer repair store in Beaumont, Texas. Fix all makes and models of phones, all laptops, tablets, any kind of repair needs you would have on most electronics we can do for you. We've been here since 2016. I've been doing phones for about 8 years though. We also do network unlocks to your cell phones, customization of the phones as well, which is, changing the color of the iPhone. It's strictly for iPhone. But we do repair, like I said, all makes and model of phones. You can call us anytime at 409-338-6081 or stop by at 2215 Calder Avenue in Suite 201, and that's in Beaumont, Texas.
And we're back live. 409 The Heat Sports presents Mad Sports, brought to you by our sponsor, Reliable Copy Service from Beaumont, Texas. We've got a new segment this week. It's going to be an ongoing thing. As you could see earlier, he's a happy guy over here, Richard. Very happy, very excited. But you're going to see another side of him in this segment, and when the Cowboys lose. But that's okay.
When who lose?
Don't worry about that. I've got Hulu's at the house. I watch it. Yeah, I got that Hulu, huh? All right. Go ahead. Let's introduce your new segment for the people, man.
We're calling it Richard's Rants.
Richard's Rants.
We're only going to have so much to talk about, so many different topics, but we're only going to cover one a week. And this week, I'm looking at you, the NFL, AB, Odell Beckham, all the shenanigans. And let me just put it this way. You've got,
Shenanigans.
I'm going to give it to AB on the foot incident, even though it clearly states that you're supposed to wear shoes, gloves, that type of thing when you get into those cryo chambers for your protection. But when 2,800 other players during the preseason can wear a helmet with no complaints, and you're the only one taking issue, there's more to it than just this. This is turning it into a reality show. This
WWE
is
style.
no football league. We're just talking about reality issues, and I'm looking at you, ESPN, all the other media, the NFL. We're focusing on the wrong topics. And I want to put out there, the NFL is the number one watch sport. They're number one. They dominate.
For sure.
You have a lot of kids out there that you could be influencing in a very positive manner. There are so many players that have talents in music, business, you name it, that you could profile and tell us more about, that kids could see as role models rather than spending hours and hours on a helmet. And the same goes for my Dallas Cowboys.
Whoa.
And I'm going to say it, a marginal team at best over the past several decades, even though I'm a diehard fan. But Jerry Jones has been a master at keeping them in the limelight.
Yes, for sure.
They aren't winning, but the Dallas Cowboys is all the media is talking about. And he does that through reality television. You think this whole Zeke incident, everyone's over here talking about $40 or $50 million. Is he going to be paid the same as Gurley? Jerry Jones is like, Zeke, you've been working out at Fit Lab?
Watch out now.
He's
Don't grab a strong arm like that, man. Woo!
Enjoy your time in Cabo. I got you. I'm looking at doubling that money. He's laughing at the media.
And they're selling T-shirts
And they're selling T-shirts now. It's a ruse. It's all about attracting media attention. Why not attract media attention through the positives that your players are doing off the field?
I like it.
Why not spend more time talking about players that have overcome on your team? Take the Raiders, for instance. We're all about AB. You have a Hunter Renfrow who walked on to Clemson, became the walk-on player of the year in the collegiate football. At 5'10", 184 pounds, can only bench press 225 7 times. I can do more than that right now. Can only run a 4.59 40.
I like this segment.
And that's below average for receivers, by the way, in the NFL. It's very fast for us humans. And if you think you can run a sub-5, we should set up a competition here.
Sure. Go ahead.
I'd be shocked to see how few people can do it. Everybody thinks they can run sub-5 on a 40, but you're fast if you can do that. So he's still fast. But why not profile him, what he has done to overcome, to put himself in this position? Because there's so many kids out there that want to make it to the NFL, but they're not 6'2". He's 5'10". What's he doing that's special? What skill set does he have to now become a slot receiver for the Raiders and be, as a rookie,
but we're
a
not
starter?
Pushing that. We're pushing AB's cold feet, helmet issues, Cabo.
So that's my rant. NFL, take some responsibility. Media, step up. Show us the other side of the players. Those that are doing positive. Those that are doing good. MTV Cribs was very popular, showing off all the bling bling and all the houses and everything. So people are interested in the other side of the players.
The positive.
You can show
show some
what
of the
they have
cool,
going on. Show some of the cool stuff.
The charities,
intermingle
the things that they do for the fans, the Make-A-Wish foundations. They do so much good.
Right. You don't have to make it all about that, but an hour or two here.
But it's been 3 weeks.
Exactly. 3 weeks talking about a helmet that some player.
I like it. Rich came out the gate talking mess to everybody, even people that can't run fast. I like it. Well, look, we didn't have a cool name for my rant. It wasn't like David's disses of the week or something, so I'll stick with Richard's rant. It is not bad. I've been thinking a lot of these to go with the David, but that's all right. We're working with it. So yours is the NFL. My Richard rant of the week was a little different. It's not nearly as serious. I'm going to talk turnover chains. Miami brings out the turnover chain.
$900,000 plus.
Hold on. It's cool. I get it. It's kids. I'm glad. I was glad to see it. A $98,000 gold Cuban link turnover chain. Why not have it in Miami? We talked about it earlier. That's where all the cocaine money's at anyway. So they got a $98,000 turnover chain. It's fun. It's kids. They loving it. They flashing it big time. And then we just keep going and going. It was original with Miami. It was cool. And then teams like Kennesaw State decided to be funny. I ain't ever even heard of Kennesaw State, but they decided to have a turnover plank, which was basically an old hacksaw Jim Duggan wood plank where they go, ho, every time they got a turnover. Okay, I think it's funny. It's funny.
Got no issue with that.
Florida State this year brings out the turnover backpack. That's my face when I see the Walmart backpack. So one of the kids say, hey, we ain't got no turnover thing. I just got an interception. Hey, dog, go grab my backpack real quick. Turnover backpack. Boise State, turnover throne. They got a Game of Thrones thing they go sit on for turnover throne. Memphis, turnover road. They coming out walking around like Ric Flair. Tulane, Mardi Gras beads. Well, at least it's Tulane.
Yeah,
at least that kind of, but we Mardi Gras beads.
Don't break the budget.
Don't break the budget. We ain't got some turnover Mardi Gras beads. Just to let you know, we not that big. You know, we pay some of the players, not all of y'all. It's a different thing. SMU has a turnover crown. I'm not sure SMU gets turnovers. There's turnover belts. Alabama's got one. All these big championship belts. Temple said, you know what? We're Temple. We've got a bad rap since Bill Cosby, so we just gonna have. I know, I went there, but that's okay. We got a turnover whiteboard. They's got a big chalk whiteboard, and the dude got a turnover and wrote his hashtag and his Twitter handle on it. Come on, man, they didn't spend no money. The worst one. Akron has a turnover pencil.
It's
a
huge.
life-size pencil that you win at the state fair after spending $30 to get the whole little star off with your little BB gun. They got a turnover number 2 pencil. And they holding it up, doing this number here with a pencil. A freaking a pencil. A pencil, a turnover pencil. So look, I'm going to solve our turnover prop dilemma. I have here in front of me a list of things that we should do instead of the turnover props.
Okay, let's hear it.
Start off with fruit baskets. Who doesn't like a good fruit basket? Your player gets a turnover, your mom and dad are up in the stands. Halftime, go get them a fruit basket. Local company, local fruit basket. Great idea. I know it is, Richard. Thank you. Turnover stuffed crust pizza.
Oh, I'm in for that.
You're a student. You ain't got a lot of money. NCAA don't want to pay you. After the game, you're on the bus.
Who doesn't like pizza?
Stuffed crust pizza. Hey, Johnson, you had 3 turnovers a day. You get turnover stuffed crust pizza, and you can spread them out throughout the week. Give them something to eat throughout the week. Plus, it gives you sponsorships idea for the local pizza company. It's a win-win. Now, this might be an NCAA violation right here.
Okay, let's hear it.
Turnover gift cards. Everybody loves a good gift card. Why can't I get a nice little $25 Chick-fil-A or iTunes or Google Play gift card?
You lose your eligibility.
We're talking young millennials. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This might be an NCAA violation. Give them a turnover gift card. And they could be flagged. Got that Google Play? Turnover gift card.
How'd you lose your eligibility? A $10 Starbucks card?
Turnover gift cards. So I understand that. So that one we might have to throw out. So then I came up with the ultimate, the best one yet. Stuffed crust pizza's up there for sure.
That's my number one so far.
Fruit baskets are nice, man, because you're getting a family involved. Plus, it's a recruiting tool. Mrs. Johnson, you come to your kid led his high school in interceptions. Think all the fruit baskets we're going to give you. Think about it, man. The best one, youngsters, millennials, young people. You bring them to the school, social media followers. You get 1,000 social media followers every time you get a turnover. You don't need a chain. You don't need any of that. You get Instagram and Twitter followers and whatever new social media thing's going to be out in 10 years. We'll give you 1,000 followers every time. Be like, man, I got to get my followers up, dog. I need an interception and a turnover. That's my new idea for turnover props. That's Richard's Rants. He's talking NFL. I'm talking what matters. Turnover props. No more turnover chains. It's stuffed crust pizzas, fruit baskets, and social media followers.
Or an Odell Beckham watch.
That's NCAA violation. We'll be back. Mad Sports. We're back. 409 The Heat Sports presents Mad Sports. David Hicks.
Richard James.
Brought to you by Reliable Copy Services, 2498 Washington Boulevard in Beaumont, Texas. For all your copier needs, if you need them, you can reach them at 409-835-1218. So our last segment of the night, we got to talk to locals. Since you want a wardrobe change, I'm just going to bring out the finger for y'all, man. My boys from Lamar pulled out 2-0 now, doing well. Overtime win against Mississippi Valley State. 309 total yards, 151 in the air, 158 on the ground. So far, I'm impressed.
Yeah, they definitely, a year or two ago, they would not have done this. So it's definitely a step in the right direction. I mean, I realize it's no top 25 team.
For sure, but they were down in the fourth quarter.
Right.
An old Lamar team would have gave that game up. They came out in overtime. Junior kicker Bailey Giffen hits a 44-yard field goal in overtime.
Solid. The
quarterback Hoy was 13 for 25, 151 yards. He had no TDs in the air, but he had 1 touchdown and 10 rushes for 51 yards. It's a new team. Now, that being said, we're going against a juggernaut in A&M this week at A&M. It's that money game.
It's
that
money
check.
game. Exactly.
I get it. I understand.
But if you ever want to build your school's reputation, you have to play. If you want to improve recruiting, you've got to play the big teams, the name teams at some point.
Yeah, you've got to play. It brings in recruiting. I remember playing college basketball, and we would go play teams like TSU, TCU, Appalachian Christian, these bigger schools than us. And, man, I ain't going to lie, we get throttled. It was bad games. I didn't have bad games. But as a team, we didn't have the greatest games. But you learned a lot in this. This, to me, is one of those games that they can learn who they are as a team. You don't know anything till you get knocked to the canvas. They need to get knocked to the canvas hard, and it builds character in a young team and in a young program like this with a coach. And, hey, we've had our Appalachian States of the world.
Exactly.
Upsets happen. A&M's coming off getting beat by Clemson. They're looking at this as an easy win at A&M. Hey, Lamar, go Cards. I'm with you. Let's go. I'm not going to the game because the way my bank account is set up, I don't have that type. But anyway, I'm going for y'all, though. I really hope they come in and they at least make it a game.
Right. If they do, it's a showcase game for some of the players.
Yeah,
still
exactly.
Get recognized and seen.
It's going to be a throttling, but this is a different team. I expect them to come out with a lot of fire, a lot of passion, and just put on a good game.
Exactly.
Now, high school. Big game coming up this weekend. Big game on Friday.
Beaumont United versus Memorial Titans. That's here local. The way each week we have a team of the week. We'll announce this week's team of the week in a moment, but this game sets up next week's team of the week. So whoever performs great this weekend.
Yeah, whoever wins this game is going to be our automatic team of the week next week. This is a big game. Rival cities, rival teams, rival high schools.
Team of the week title on the line.
The alumni is talking mess. The staff is talking mess. The Facebook's blowing up.
And Beaumont United comes in undefeated, which was unexpected this year. So they're looking much better than last year. They proved a lot of doubters wrong.
Yeah, big
Weren't
game
expected to win all of them. And of course, Memorial looks strong as usual, undefeated. So this is an undefeated matchup between two powerhouse local schools. It's going to be exciting for locals.
And the bragging rights will be flowing like champagne in the locker room after a Super Bowl win. I'm just saying, a lot of mess talking going to happen between alumni people. It's going to be fun, though. That's what high school football is.
Exactly. We just ask that you let them fight it out on the field and not in the stands. That's what we're looking for.
And that's just being honest.
Talking to you adults out there. Let the kids fight it out on the field.
The kids be the best ones. Sometimes the adults are. No, I graduated at 8 and 7. But you know how that is. Hey, I understand. I get the same way sometimes. If you're not strapping on the
shoulder pads, you've got no fight.
That's right. That's right. We're hoping it's going to be a great game. So next week, that will be our high school of the week. But this week's high school of the week, The Westbrook Bruins, 61-21 over Strake Jesuit, scored touchdowns on 9 of their first 10 possessions.
Wow.
They came out balling and ready to play. They look solid. They look strong. They go up against the Lamar Texans this year, next week, which are winless. Should be another role for them.
Right.
But there are high school football team of the week. Westbrook Bruins, congratulations. All the teams that are going out this Friday, it's what it is in Texas, especially high school football. There is
Friday night lights.
There's nothing like it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tune in next week. We're going to have an all-new show next Thursday. We're talking college football. We probably talk Dallas Cowboys. I just have a hunch.
Mostly.
We just have a hunch. Of course, you'll have another rant for us. We're glad y'all tuned in this week. We hope you enjoyed yourself. Remember, we're brought to you by Reliable Copy Service, 2498 Washington Boulevard, Beaumont, Texas, 409-835-1218. Being there when you need us is their motto for all your copier needs. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Richard, as always, I enjoyed it.
Oh, it was a great time.
You're a little weird on the Katy Perry dress rehearsal thing. Now that I know we're going to change outfits in the middle of the show, I'm going to come prepared next week. You don't open the floodgates.
Well, first you have to come with a win before you can come with a wardrobe. So we'll work on that part first. Cowboys. Thanks for joining us, Mad Sports.